Hello, beautiful souls around the world. I hope you're doing well in these quite powerful times of massive shifts and changes and shakes inside out. I think you all would agree that we are truly all feeling it, each of you individual feeling it on their own particular way. So maybe you're getting physical symptoms, maybe you can't sleep so well, maybe you just feel people you were around that you just in a way not really align anymore, and thinking, why can this even be, or how can this even be if we've been so close before? So hello to another consciousness stream. I'm Gaby Nara, and bringing in just in a flow through my higher self some information regarding what it means when we say we're talking about ascension symptoms, and why suddenly all around in the spiritual scene, but as well all around the globe, people are so focused on the information regarding the solar flares. So what is this all about? Because of course we can as well now say, if we hear something in such a massive way, it can even sound dramatic. And what does drama do? It surely brings fear. It allows fear to arise when we're just hearing that it's in a way kind of affecting us so intensely. And I'm gonna now go directly to the solar flares. So of course, when we are looking at it like from an energetic point, of course, it does influences us, because we are a part of this whole, not just solar system, planetary system, but far beyond. So of course, every sun ray will do something to us. So now we can of course align and say, like me, today I'm chosen to just sit here in the sun, not even think about, is it now something too strong affecting me or not, or I'm just attuning and opening up myself and soaking in those sun rays. So sun is actually bringing through like a portal. Particular this sun is connected then to the next sun and to the next, like we would say to the galactic sun, and then as well actually to source itself. So it's almost like a portal bringing in directly high consciousness. So these are like light codes. And of course, imagine now if we are on this human journey now, being used to constantly vibrate in a particular range of frequency. Okay, I'm gonna just say now this 3D range of frequency, and then suddenly more and more this kind of solar flares bringing in higher intensely light. That of course this means nothing else than we are actually bringing in higher consciousness into all of our bodies. And that's the aim, why now all of a sudden these higher frequencies are hitting now more than ever before. Because imagine that we are suddenly aiming to do a driver license, and we know it's coming. We already signed up. We maybe even looked up which car we will use or buy, yes? And then of course we need to understand we can't just go directly and buy a car without having any kind of preparation for this driver license. And that's what's happening now with the solar flares. They're slowly, intensely, gently, however you individual perceiving it, preparing us. That's the preparation for being able to, at some point in the near or far future, be able physical to hold and to embody and to live and to share and to anchor higher vibrations in us, and through that, of course, on this planet. So you see, it's actually perfectly working for us and not against us. So this means when you hear that solar flares are really hitting so intensely and that you can't sleep, or that you're feeling maybe nauseous, or you're feeling anxiety, again, beautiful friends, this is a training. We can't just shift into higher consciousness without an in-between phase of training, of getting used to it. And that's why it's coming more and more. Yes, because it's like for working for us. So it's actually a service to us, planetarily support, galactically support, universal sourcely support, however you wish to call it, okay? So it is actually working for us that we are receiving more and more of those solar flares, because again, it is containing higher frequency light codes going through the sun to the next, till we arrive to source, okay? And source is, of course, the highest of all, what you wanna, however you wanna call it. So this means it has the highest knowledge, wisdom, and knows exactly by divine order what's the best for us, which codes, which information we need for our next step of expansion. Okay, and nothing ever stops. No matter what you signed up for, that you think, oh, I'm just a waitress, or oh, I'm now just, I don't know, a cook, or I'm just a family father, and not to dismiss those roles, but we are not stopping there, beautiful souls. It's still hitting everyone, because imagine, isn't it fantastic, an amazing, perfectly divine, orchestrated plan that solar information will basically cover masses at the same time, rather than, for example, we go now into details, that every 10th person maybe would do some inner work, and they would get spirituality on their daily plan and say, okay, at some point I know it's existing more things, and so on. So this is individual I'm talking here. But now this is our gift, that massively we are all getting this light showers, okay? And this means, of course, that we are more than supported in this ascension pathway. All right, so but I want to go a little bit into now those symptoms, how to support yourself when this happens. So what happens? For example, that you can suddenly feel that it's more and more affecting you, like on a mental level, or even emotional, that you feel like anxiety, because you are becoming more sensitive. And sensitive means more hyper open for the information around you, from people, from what they're saying, what they're choosing, what you're eating, what you're hearing, what you're seeing, because all of this is nothing else than energy information. And we need to learn, and that's now our learning in this transition, to get into a higher vibrational state and sustain it, and not to fear it because it's uncomfortable. It's just that we're not used to. That's why it's then feeling uncomfortable, that you're just learning to more and more, not to, oh my God, I feel too much, to judge it. That's when you go into resistance, but more and more allowing to actually just pass through you. And you know what it is, this passing through you? It's not just the anchoring, that embodiment, it's actually surrendering to the process of awakening, to the process of ascension, that we are less and less need to control, like, will this be too much? Oh my God, I need, I don't know, more vitamins. Oh my God, I need to go into the bush and not have contact with no one because they're all getting crazy. That's all still getting into a resistance, that something is against you in that process of awakening. And we need to get through that in a most smoothly way, to basically accept whatever you feel, you being prepared for it. Again, imagine that you signed up for that it's not by chance that you're now on this planet, your name is so-and-so, you're in this body, and you're hypersensitive. That's not by chance. You worked hard, not just in this lifetime, previous versions of yours, that you finally will be able, with this physicality, to embody, to receive, and to hold, sustain. That's our job. Sustain this higher frequency. Because when, again, light codes coming in, expansion happening, not to run away from that, to hide yourself, to protect yourself, all things like that, but actually to embrace it. Because we are becoming that sun in physical form. That's when we talk about light bodies activating. That's our plasma light activating, because the plasma is coming through that solar flares. So actually it's serving us that we are having those solar flares. And again, beautiful souls, it's not the first time that they are basically, let's say, hitting in such an intensity. There have been before ascension processes happening on this planet, okay? So we are not now the first time going through that. But before, it was more smaller groups, more individual, and more you start to sustain this higher light then in your bodies. When you see pictures from the past, seeing, for example, Yeshua having, or others, holy people having this kind of, halo around, that's when they didn't by chance just paint it. They actually saw the light body expanded, all right? So it's not something which, again, is fantasy. We did it before, but not as in a mass awakening, in a mass ascension. That's now new. And that's now fantastic. So again, if you're having symptoms and you fear, will I actually survive that, or will I break down, or will my nerve system burn out? Everything which will go in your state of mind, in your emotions, against it is actually making it, let's say, worse, but worse in a way that it would serve you if you can just surrender to it. So that's actually my input for you. More you're fighting those symptoms, more you're fighting that you're gonna now basically break down because all those solar flares doesn't let you sleep, or make you feel anxious, or make you feel hypersensitive, and make you feel all sorts of stuff. That you rather, instead of thinking what it all does to you, know that it's serving you for your next expansion. All right? And that's actually my input for you for today, so that you help yourself. When I'm anxious, when I'm super stressed, help your body by becoming fluid. And you can only become fluid when you let go. There is nothing which you will not survive. There's nothing which will really harm you, except your own holding on to the old, what you know. And we knew before, we maybe didn't feel so hypersensitive, or we didn't feel so anxious, or we didn't have so little sleep. This was. But we are already beautiful ones moving forward in this beautiful process. So allow yourself to trust that this amazing, high intelligent body is divinely created to hold not just this high frequent light which is coming in, but so much more which is coming up along the way. So again, understand this body is perfectly created for it. But you, me, we are in communication with our body. And if I am actually giving the body the symptoms, the signals that I cannot trust because my body can't hold it. My body will get nuts, my mind, my nerves, everything will get out of order. If you think that, your body hears you, feels you, okay? And this means, of course, you're not supporting your body at the highest what it would need from you. So what our body actually, in this ascension process of this now moment, with all these solar flares, information coming in for our next expansion, to trust that you are aligned and prepared for it. You are prepared for your next beautiful test, if you want to say so. We are prepared, but we have the training now to train yourself. Trust more your natural state of being a human. Yes? Trust that this human isn't only a human, it is actually a superhuman. Okay? And this was actually taken away through the fall, through amnesia, through the forgetfulness, who we truly are. But his body can take so much more on. Just imagine now, for you beautiful divine feminines out there, imagine when we're birthing life. Would you think before you have the birth of your baby, would you think that you're able to go through such a process? I guess your answer is no. And that's what I mean. We didn't even start to really use the capacity, the potential of our physicality, not just our, divine consciousness, but our physicality. And that's what is happening now, that we're gonna start to remember back, to also cherish, honor our physicality, our human self, because only then we can merge higher consciousness, our higher self, our soul, together with our human self, which is the body, which is Gaia. So this means the earth gifted us as this consciousness, this physicality, to through the body experience the physical world. And we are bringing in higher consciousness, not just through our mind, through wishes, through dreams, but into physicality and anchoring through our body. So again, may this be an inspiration to not fear any kind of ascension process symptoms, but this is only an expansion, what we are more and more able, capable to do, to anchor, to bring in, and particularly to sustain. This is the new earth. This body is where it's birthing, where you're bringing in consciousness. And from this body, you, me, all of us gonna experience that new reality. Not from the dreams, not from just meditation, but through our physical body. Start to honor it, start to listen. And particularly when those symptoms hit in, if it's anxiety, if it's not understanding, if it's being, a sense that you're lost, or mental breakdown, so whatever is happening with you, trust your body is able to go through it. And in that moment, when you go through it, by letting it happen, by surrendering to it, by trusting it, that's the moment when it's unfolding. And suddenly you're having more space within your body, within your understanding, within your emotions, within your whole being. And nothing is then anymore like it seems or was before. Because you helped that breakthrough, that bringing in higher codes through that solar flares and all what is happening. In that moment, when you say, I trust my human self, I trust my body, and I trust I will not die, I will not get freaked out, I will not have all these sorts of things which maybe your body, your mental body is giving you the impulses that this might happen. but actually it's just a transitioning into allowing this higher beautiful light codes anchoring into your body. And that's when we're crystallizing, that we're gonna shine more. That's our energetic field is expanding. And when it's expanding, of course, we're gonna be so much more capable to manifest bigger, to receive things so much bigger, because you're gonna be just a bigger magnet of light than you've been when you've been, of course, a smaller light. Let's call it like that, okay? So help your body in that moment when the symptoms come in to remember it's not only a body, but it's high intelligence created directly for this ascension and for all ascension steps ahead of us. And it's perfectly designed. It will not explode, it will not freak out, but just really get back in touch with your human self. Don't run away and hide yourself from your own physicality by fearing actually this world. That's when you're actually hiding away from your own human self. That's when you're judging the physicality, when we want to just escape from here and rather be in the universe. So start to accept this amazing, beautiful human suit, which is designed for our next bliss, new earth experience through this physical body. Okay, so I'm sending you all my love from here. As you see, changing, bright and blue and all sorts, but it's just an amazing experience of constant change. So start to become fluid instead of analyzing, holding, want to know, want to change, want to hold on the old. Allow it to be, because you are already in the big field, and no matter how much you hold on, the resistance will break. So make it easier to learn with each solar flare, with each sleepless night, with each whatever feeling you got, that you're adapting slowly to a new vibrational state of yourself. That's an adapting. Nothing is overnight, just I know it and now all is good, but we have to adapt. And of course, it might feel, oh, it's itchy, it's tight, it's this and that. But instead of staying in that state, allow yourself to trust and just fall more into that fluid change, and it will really become so much more joyful to expand rather than to control. Sending much love, and just flow with this change and be so much more in trust with your physical body. It's amazing to be a human right now on this planet, anchoring so much amazing divine information through and in this body. Much love. Bye for now.